Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is Transylvania 65000. This movie was released on November 8th, 1985. It was directed by Rudy DeLuca, and it stars Jeff Goldblum as Jack Harrison. I have no idea if this is how you actually pronounce the name, but that's how it's spelled. Joseph Bologna as Dr. Malavagua, Ed Begley Jr. as Gil Turner, and Gina Davis as Odette. This movie had a budget of $3 million, and at the box office it made about $7 million, so it didn't do quite that well. So let's get into what this movie is about. So we have Jeff Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr. They are playing reporters of a tabloid here in the United States. And their boss has found a videotape of what they think is a Frankenstein sighting in Transylvania. And so this is like some viral video, but not a viral video because it's not on the internet. And so they've got this tape and they're like, go out and try to find, this will be big ratings for our paper. And Jeff Goldblum's character, Jack, is kind of like, I just want to be a real reporter. I don't want to do this kind of stuff. And he's like, do it anyway. So the boss sends him off to Transylvania, and they have to do some investigating to find out if this is actually a Frankenstein or not. And so while they're there in Transylvania, they are staying at this like hotel that is for like tourist attractions and stuff. And weird things start happening, and they do meet a doctor, Dr. Malavagua, and he is kind of suspicious. And we also find out that there is like a vampire and a werewolf, because they start talking and interviewing all these people, and they're like, well, we've seen this werewolf and we've seen this vampire. Specifically, Gil has seen the vampire in his bedroom, and they go to like some psychic, and the psychic says, my son is a werewolf. And so it just kind of creates this whole entire thing where they're starting to investigate all these different monsters now. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave it, because there's some actually fun twists in this movie, and I think that the ending twist is quite good, and it's something that we haven't really seen before, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So let's get into what I liked and didn't like about this movie. So the first thing that I liked about this movie is it does have a fun theme song, the Transylvania 65000 theme song. Apparently there is a song called Pennsylvania 65000, which this is kind of like an entire parody off of, but I did enjoy the theme song that plays kind of towards the beginning of the movie. And I also really liked Jeff Goldblum in this role. He's great in everything that he does, so it's no surprise that he was great in this, but there's just something so charismatic and charming about him in all of the roles that he takes that it really comes off on the screen, so it's really great to have seen him in this movie. And like I had said before, I really did enjoy the ending of this. I thought that it was a very interesting twist on like the Universal monster mashup. So as for the things I did not like about this movie, I did think that this kind of played off more as a weak SNL skit that they turned into a full-length movie. It's just a little bit, things progress a little too slowly, and when there are jokes, they're just kind of really drawn out way past the point of being funny, and I think that that's kind of disappointing. And this is just kind of like random, but there is like an allusion to a creature from the Black Lagoon, which is probably one of my favorite of the Universal monsters, and we don't really see it. There's a point where Gil goes into the water and there's a hand that reaches up, but it's like an actual just normal person's hand, so that's kind of disappointing. I wish we would have had a little bit more of the creature from the Black Lagoon besides that. And then also a couple of the other characters kind of got a little sidelined, like the mummy. We didn't get to see very much of the mummy either, so that was a little disappointing. I wish they would have had a little bit more equal screen time. Another interesting little trivia piece about this movie was that it was financed entirely by the Dow Chemical Company, and apparently they had made a whole bunch of money in Yugoslavia, but according to the Yugoslavian law, they couldn't just take that money and bring it to the United States or whatever, so they had to like spend it inside of Yugoslavia. So they were like, well, how can we spend this money? And they were like, apparently the best idea that they had was, let's create a movie and will finance a movie while here in Yugoslavia. So that's how this movie came to be, and it's kind of fun for sure. There's some fun nods to the chemical industry. There's some like major like glass chemical pieces which are pretty cool looking and things like that. So I thought that was kind of fun as well. But now that we've heard what I had to say about this movie, let's talk about what other people think about this movie. On Letterboxd, it has a 2.5 out of 5. On Rotten Tomatoes, that has an 18% critic score and a 41% audience score. And on IMDb, it has a 5.1 out of 10. So I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Originally, I was going to give it a 3, but I bumped it up 1/2 star because I thought that the ending was so unique that I really enjoyed it. And I would definitely recommend watching this if you are a fan of Universal Monsters and maybe like twists on the Universal Monster genre and team-up movies, because there really hasn't been a Universal Monster team-up movie since basically like the Monster Squad. So this is a fun little team-up movie with Universal Monsters that's pretty silly. I could definitely see this being some people's humor. Some of the jokes work, some of them are stretched a little way too far before they stop being funny. But I would definitely recommend checking this out if you are a fan of it. It is streaming on Amazon Prime, Tubi, and Pluto TV if you're looking to stream it. But that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Transylvania 65000 if you've seen it. And if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.